Hey, welcome back. It's your girl Portia with another video. I didn't have any plans on doing a video on compost, but I had stopped by my local coffee shop, and I stop by maybe, I don't know, twice a week on a good week, but definitely once a week. And they give you free coffee grains. All you gotta do is go and ask for them. Sometimes they're right at the door, first come, first serve. Me, normally I have to ask for them, but I always tip them. I mean, it's just courtesy, y'all. It's free, but it's just courtesy. I put something in their tip jar. But I go pick up my coffee grains and I store them in my shed, and I use them as I need them. This is my first compost. It's really not that big. And I just started this roughly about 9 months ago, and it's breaking down very well. When I rake up my front yard, I put the leaves and stuff in here. When my plants go to seed and I harvest the seeds, I chop them down. Ooh, that cat scared me, y'all. I chop them down and put them in here, as long as there's no pest or anything on them. As you can see, I put eggshells. I read up that it's good to crush the eggshells or blend the eggshells. But in my case, like I said, I'm taking my time with my first compost. I'm really not in no rush. It does get very hot here in Central Florida, so I dump everything in here. My greenery, it depends on how heavy the stem is. I will cut that up. My banana peels I drop in here. The straps from my house I drop in here, and I water it down, mix it up, and close it in. And then I kind of do a layer thing. I'll layer some coffee grains in here, water it down, close it up, and then table straps, lay it down, close it up. So as you can tell, she's getting pretty low. She is getting low. I have not, well, I'm lying. I did use some of the soil here just to cover up my vegetables that I already have. I kind of like topsoil it. So I am using it. It does take a while to start a compost. It depends on how you're doing it and where you're doing it and what you're using. This right here is a bin I got from, I'm in a city, so if you call your local city, and they can walk you through on how to order one of these. It's absolutely free. But I have seen people just start a pile of trash in their yard, or a big old metal can. It's multiple ways you can do it. I just try to keep it clean and nice in my yard. At the end of the day, it is my backyard. But real quick, I just wanted to show you what mine looked like. It looked like I got more brown than green, because my green is all broken down now. I still see some eggshells. I use cardboard from the paper towel holder and the toilet paper holder. I use that. My job has where we shed paperwork for customers. Instead of having a copy, they'd be like, send me the email and shred the paperwork and the shredder, and I use that, which is considered paper. I would also use that. So I stirred this around to say this. I stirred it around pretty good. I'm going to water it down, and I'm going to add some coffee grains that I just got from my local coffee shop. So if you haven't seen coffee greens yet, it's kind of thick. And I have a big old bag, and I'll show you my bag. I normally get just one bag, not unless I go to two of them, but I'm normally lucky with getting one bag. So it's kind of thick, so I never just want to dump the whole entire bag onto my compost. So what I do is I sprinkle it. I mean, it's pretty heavy on there, but I'm definitely not putting this whole bag in here. So we watered it down real good. I'm very proud of myself. My compost was like up here, and look how much it could press down. Hopefully by next season, I would not have to buy any soil from any one of these big box stores. Hopefully. What you don't put in your compost: meat, dairy, even some paper. Like I said, my job, we shred the paper, but even if it got plastic on it or colored writing on it, I won't put it in my compost. Any leaves that may look like it was insect attacked or insects got a hold of it, I don't put it in my compost. I try not to put anything that has flowers on it, because it will go to seed and then it'll start growing in the compost. So that's why I try to harvest the seeds that I want before I dump it in here. But anything like an animal, you don't want to put in here, or from an animal. It's just going to draw flies, nets, bugs, a smell. So you don't want to do that. So now that this is watered down, let's add some of this. Let's go add some of this coffee. So this is the coffee. It is easy to break down in your hand, but if you can imagine putting this on very thick in your garden, it will get hard like clay, and then watering will be worthless, because it would be so hard to break this down to get the water to hit to the root of your vegetables or plant. So if you are going to put it in your garden beds and put it around the roots of your plants, try just sprinkling it like this right here, lightly around it, because it's going to take a while for that to break down anyway. It's not going to break down right away. So after a couple of watering and stuff, it's like a slow release fertilizer. So you definitely won't get it right away, but at the same time it will break down and it will get to where it needs to go, versus caking it on. That way you cake it on, you can suffocate your plant and it will never grow, because you're blocking the roots from getting everything that it needs. So that's a banana peel that I threw in here. It looked like the water is not in here no more. I put a little water in here and dropped the banana peel when I was on my way to work one morning. Nah, that's good. So what I'm doing now, I'm just breaking this down, because I'm going to go and sprinkle it on some of my crops. Like I said, it's a slow fertilizer. So for me, when I plant my vegetables and my plants, I put, here come the flies, y'all. I fertilize the hole first before I put my seedlings or my seed in the ground. I fertilize it so it gives my plant a good boost from the start. Then within a couple of weeks, it depends on which fruit or vegetable we're talking about, I will do a liquid fertilizer. And this is my liquid fertilizer. I recycled a jug, and it's nothing in here but my rabbit's poop. I boil some hot water on the stove, put the poop in and put the water in there, just help it break it down a little faster. And I shake it up and I let it sit, and then whenever I use it, I just shake it up real good. And then I also put that around the base of my plants. That's the liquid fertilizer, which it will get to the roots a lot faster than sprinkling the coffee grains in there, which is fine, because once I water it with the liquid fertilizer, I wait a couple of weeks and then I go ahead and I sprinkle the coffee grains around it. So I know it's going to take a while for the coffee grains to leak through, so I'm fine with that. And then I don't really have to worry about fertilizing my vegetables and fruits often, to be honest with you, or my flowers. So let's see, we're going to go and sprinkle some of this on some of my citrus trees, and I kind of want to do some on my tomatoes. I'm not going to do all my plants today, because last week I just did a liquid fertilizer throughout my garden, so I'm not going to do everything, but just to show you guys real quick. opened that bag and the flies attacked me. So this right here is my lemon tree. I put a fence around it. You could tell I dug around the outside of it. Put a fence around here, call myself protecting it from rodents or snakes or anything of that sort. But I'm gonna go ahead and dump some coffee grains in there, and I'm gonna sprinkle some around it, and then I'll water that down. I might want to put some leaves in here too, just to help protect the root of the fruit tree. It's going to start getting real warm here shortly. So let's do this. And that's it. Nothing too heavy, just to sprinkle around so it can easily break down in my soil. There's my orange tree. Drop some in there, sprinkled it around. On to the next. Here's my dragon fruit. You see those ants? We're gonna go ahead and sprinkle some around the base of this. Believe it or not, the coffee grains helps get rid of some pests. It can help you get rid of some pests as well, like snails, ants. Help you get rid of it the more organic way. I'm trying to see what these look like. Caterpillars, y'all. Look at these. Y'all see them? They look like caterpillars. I'm gonna leave them alone. I only see like 4 of them, and they don't look like they're doing any harm to my plant, so we'll leave them. This is my cherry tree. Like I said, just a light sprinkle. You can break it down in your hand. This is my dragon fruit, the yellow variety. This is my lemongrass. I didn't just do it. Maybe 3 weeks ago, I shaved her all the way down. I kind of want her to look a certain way and give off a certain look. So I shave her down at least twice out the season. She's slowly coming back. So let's just give her a little coffee. There's a little coffee. Now my pineapple tree is scaring me just a little because it's turning a little yellow, which means it's not getting enough nitrogen. And that could be because I planted it next to a banana tree, which is a very heavy feeder. So I'm gonna go ahead and I sprinkled the coffee grounds, but I'm gonna go ahead and give my pineapple, I'm gonna dig around up underneath of it and give her some liquid fertilizer today to see if I can get her color to boost back for me. This is like a 2-year-old plant right here. So this is one of my tomato plants. The basil I planted from seed. I just sprinkled just a light bit of coffee grounds around it. It's because it's looking a little dry. So as you can see, I'm not sure how much this is, but like I said, I'm a small gardener in my backyard, and getting at least one of these a week is doing me just fine. And I'm not going to even use all this. I just sprinkled it where I wanted to put it at for now. Now I'm going to put some on top of my compost and then wrap it up and put it in my shed, because these flies is going to attack me out here. And there you have it. Just put a couple of handfuls of coffee grounds. I'm going to bag the rest up and put it in my shed. And every week I will add more to it. So throughout the week I'll add more brown, which is my leaves and stuff, and more green. And then kitchen straps. And then I add coffee beans on top of it. should try it. I can't say it's very time consuming, but I think it's a great investment if you're really trying to take off with gardening and growing your own food and stuff. The whole purpose is to save money, not just by buying food, but producing your own organic fertilizer to feed your plants. And that'll keep you from spending money in these big box stores. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the ones that came back to visit me. Hope you guys come back on the next video, and I will check you guys later.